Hello, everyone. It is I, Christine Alexandria, just a little bit ahead of schedule to do a share. Now, of course, this is leading into, excuse me as I get comfy, a new offering that the Magdalene and I have kind of conjured up. It is going to be called The Respite with the Magdalene, and someone already gave me a heart, and I have no idea who you are, so thank you. Hello, Mira. And this is leading into The Respite with the Magdalene. So I wanted to give you a little bit of how she and I operate, because it's unusual, shall we say, the channeling and having her come through me to not only give messages, but adjust the camera just a bit, and to perhaps answer your questions. Now, I don't have an assistant with me today to field the questions, so there may be, I'm not quite sure how this is going to play out, but I will give you 30 minutes of questions starting effective now. So I will be with you until 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. So a little bit about how the Magdalene and I came about. I had always been drawn to her, and she's in the room, and she's already listening, and she's waiting for a few other people to hopefully join us. So she and I I've always had this connection with her, and I never could quite really understood the whole dynamic. But it wasn't until I went to France a few years ago, and we traveled what is called Sacred France, which is the south of France. And then I went to her basilica where they hold her skull. And it's a few steps down below the main level. And she's in this beautiful requiery, the whole bit. And when I went in there, I just paused. Hello, Susan. I just paused and I just stopped. And we were there, I think 3 nights. I can't even remember now. But I went down to the crypt about 3 or 4 times. And no, I actually went down more than that. But there were 3 distinct moments where she just broke me wide open and I ugly cried. And I cried and I purged, and this remembering of her and I, our relationship, our connection came forth. And it took me unawares. It took me, actually, even as the students of the BU program, Samira, you can vouch for this because you were with me at that time. It took me several weeks to really process what had happened in France. And it's certainly, I'm still processing it now to the point of feeling comfortable saying I channel her. And because, we all can say, who am I? And we can all say, why me? And she challenges you, why not you? So with that in mind, she's going to come through. And if you're coming in at the very end of this, we are cutting this off like that, like butter, at 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Natanya. But depending how I feel, because sometimes she can be draining on me, depending how I feel, I will bounce over to my main profile. So if you're feeling, I want to ask a question, but I'm not sure what, you may have a second chance today, but I can't guarantee it. For those that are wondering, what I'm wearing is Ariel sigil, my guardian angel, and this is indeed a relic of Mary Magdalene that I received in her basilica. And initially I wasn't going to get one because I had these massive experiences, and a very dear friend of mine said, so you think you're gonna she's gonna let you come all the way to France and not have you take home a piece of her? So the story behind this, and I'm not taking it off to get it closer, but this is the only pendant that had this kind of edging on it. And when I finally went to get one, there were probably anywhere from 4 to 6 people hovered around this little display looking at what they were going to get, and I just bided my time. This one was hidden, apparently, to everybody else, and it really, really spoke to me. And it was on sale. Seriously, who puts a relic on sale? This one does. And of course, there's an MM, which I know you're not going to see, but there's an MM on the back. So I was wearing Ariel when I was in France, and they just fit beautifully together, and they have always stayed together since that point. So if it rattles, I apologize, but not really. It's who they are. It's part of who I am. Ariel for courage, my guardian angel, aka Pinky. If you've read my book, or certainly a student, you are well aware of Pinky. And of course, the Magdalene. So with that in mind, if you have any questions, don't start writing them down yet, because it's going to be me. Again, I don't have anybody helping me process these today, so I'm going to go with the scrolling as I see them on my, on my phone. So don't get too excited yet about asking her a question. Hey, Laurel. So without further ado, thank you. Good afternoon, my darling children. It is I, indeed, the Magdalene, and I am here to inform you and inspire you today, and invite you most strongly, most emphatically, to come forward, and come forward in the name of love. There is much turmoil, shall we say, in the world at this moment. Much turmoil. But this is indeed the time for which has happened, which has been foretold. It is time for love indeed to prevail, because love is indeed courageous. You are witnessing this in real time. The courage of love to stand up for what is true, not for what you think is true, not listening to those conspiracy theories that are also so prevalent in your society, which is hogwash. Yes, I did just say hogwash. However, love indeed prevails. Love is courageous, love is pure, love is truth. And that is why I'm here. I am here to remind you of that truth. I am here to remind you that you may be strong in that love. For it is not what this is about. This is the year 2022, the year of the divine feminine, the high priestess. And this will never be about the divine feminine overshadowing the masculine. But now it is time for them to walk side by side, together and arm in arm. Would you not agree? Is it not time to have this balance in the universe? Is it not time to witness this balance, to witness this love and all that there is throughout the world? That is why I've been working so closely with Christine in the last year or more, and inspiring her and encouraging her and putting people in her path so she may come forward to share this message of mine. Now, you may have many questions of what is happening for your personal life and perhaps global. So now I do open the floor. But do take your time, because we are just but one. But this is indeed something that shall be happening on a regular basis in the near future. So if indeed you do have a question, please do ask them now. I invite you with love. I invite you to be courageous and ask. Be the first to ask. This is your opportunity. As you are pondering your questions, I will continue to speak. But what is love? Love is not, oh, dear Goddess Susan, your lover will come to you. Let us change this instead of your lover, your partner, your beloved. This is enough by asking repeatedly, because yes, my darling, I have been watching you. You ask this question repeatedly, and yes, I do know you have been doing work on the quiet, but yet you do not believe you are worthy of this lover in your life. It is time for you to settle in and not only recognize you are worthy to have this kind of love, within your world, but you do deserve it. It is mind quick to say, of course I do deserve it. But down here, in the lower regions of your chakras, you do not. For you have been hurt many times, abandoned emotionally and spiritually. You have been neglected, and dare I say abused, and there is that hurt girl, that hurt young maid. While she tries to override it and be courageous, she is afraid to be vulnerable. In her excitement, it can be intimidating for others to share this gift of her love. Relax more into it, dear goddess, and he shall show. And if you will do the work, he shall show for you this year. How can I be part of those of when I live in doubt? That is a paraphrase of a question, but doubt is but a human nature, my darling. All have doubts. Christine has doubts. You do not want to be in her brain when she is trying to go to sleep at night. Trust me on this. But it is the doubts. It is that inner knowing. You are also, my darling Laurel, already part of the program that will bring you a higher sense of empowerment. To go back and visit that program and do it in earnest this time. Acknowledge that you have doubts. It is not a weakness. It is actually a strength when you understand you do have them, because that is human nature. But settle in and understand that this may be a doubt, but then ask God to show you a different way. Ask God and the goddess, ask myself, and tell us that you are willing to see things differently. Tell us you are willing to step forward, and we will be right there to catch you and hold out a hand. How may I have more confidence in my connection? But that is a growth. Growth is never ending, my dear. All, if they are honest with themselves, have doubts. They have doubts if they are good enough. They have doubts whether they can do what they say they can do. And if they say they have no doubts, they are telling a fib. It is true. All have doubts. I had doubts. I had doubts when I was told that what I would have to do on my own, with children in tow, in a foreign country. I had doubts. But I believed, and I allowed myself to be willing to be shown a different way. I permitted myself to take the steps forward, initially to protect my children, certainly. Because as a mother, are your children not more important than your life? Of course. So initially it was for the safety of my children and those others that I held dear. Is it not funny, though, how our life will initiate in one way, but ultimately it is indeed for us? This is why you have the doubts. You have the doubts, and this applies to all of you. You have doubts because your integrity is high. Settle in. Look back metaphorically and see how far you have indeed come. How many you have already helped. But this is why you have the doubts. You only wish to do good. Those that wish harm don't have doubts. Remember that. The children that are here with autism, they are indeed a higher vibration, are they not? They are here to remind us how to be present. They are here to remind us that synthetics, artificial foods, too much stimulation is indeed too much stimulation. Did you think we had polyester and TV and radio and what do you call it, social media when I walked the earth? Of course not. We had no outside distractions such as those. Our food was pure. There were no chemicals put into our food. That is why autistic children are here. It is about the simplicity of life itself. And they are here to remind us. And they will keep coming until the majority, the mass consciousness, shifts to that level. How may I best bring peace to all? By being peace within you. Peace starts here. Here. Not here. You may say, I am peace. You may say, I am peaceful. Oh, but how does your life reflect that? How does your energy reflect peace? It is not that you have to sit in the lotus position and pray and meditate all day, because that is not very grounding, and that is not very practical in this day and age, is it not? But how do your actions reflect peace? Are you grace personified? Do you walk through life with peace? Christine is laughing at herself right now because she reminds herself as she is screaming at the new puppy. She even said to her beloved, I feel like I'm an old fish woman, not very peaceful. So this message is for her as well as everybody else. It is every action is peace. How do you sit and repose? Or do you find yourself constantly having a need to be entertained? When is the last time any of you turned off the TV to read or to reflect or to journal? Peace starts within. You may help others to heal when you allow yourself to heal. Healing also is a never-ending journey, because are there not many layers within the human body? You have your physical, you have your mental, emotional, and spiritual, and more. There is the past pain, your karmic pain, because there is not one joining you here today. That is their first rodeo, as you would say. Many, many lives previous. That karmic did not come here to block you. That karma came here to remind you so you may heal that pain that either you caused or caused you. It is that healing of your inner child. It is that healing of the young maid. It is that healing of the mother aspect. It is that healing of the crone. Just as well as the healing of the masculine. Because whether you are male and female in this life, you do exhibit both. It is the feminine and the masculine yet again in that balance. So the healing that you wish to give others, reflect on the areas of your life that require more healing. And that shall be the areas on which you shall focus in order to heal others. Peace is not just a white dove. Yes, it is beautiful. Yes, it is a gorgeous symbol of peace. Peace starts here. Healing starts here. Helping others starts here. Loving others, inviting love in, starts here. This will be the last time at this moment that I share my message so publicly and so freely. Because I invite those in earnest that wish to join us in a sacred community. Because it was in that sacredness where you may feel more comfortable to relax, to repose, to catch your breath, shall we say, and invite the magnificent of what the universe, what God is offering you now. It is why I've come back. It is time. It is time that love prevails, is it not? It is time for all to stand in their power, not from greed, not from the hurt child where they become a bully with machines. That is a dangerous bully. a bully with words, also. Excuse me. A dangerous bully. But to be strong with love as your access. It is your time, my darling child. Whether you are watching it live with me at this moment or you are watching the replay. Yes, I do know what a replay is. But it is indeed your time. I feel no more questions coming forth at this moment, so that is completely perfect for now. So for now, I shall say adieu, but I look forward to seeing you again in the near future. I remain the Magdalene. So, hello everybody. I'm back. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That will be a bit of, or it is actually, how she and I operate together. I've had quite a few students recently. Actually, one just happened this week. She was watching the replay from our live gatherings, and so I'm always curious sort. She said she saw this veil over me as I started talking about channeling and about God. So if you have any feedback where I got fuzzy, I've had students hear music in the background, I have none playing. They've heard other noises, I mean, all sorts of interesting things. So if you experienced any of this, love to hear it, because it's that, you know, little Chrissy here, that confirmation of that high vibrating energy. Now, the Respite with the Magdalene, we are going to be launching it very, very soon. You heard static, Natanya? I'm in the lower level of our home. You know, there's the, say, outside, and you got me again. So there's nothing here. Now, the Respite with the Magdalene will be a monthly gathering for the members that choose to pay. And I know others that do something similar with different energies, and they charge close to $1,000 a month, which I respect. I absolutely respect. And I had a long conversation with her. So this is going to be for $208 a month, or for 6 months, or a one-time fee of another price. And my brain is still with her, so I can't remember my numbers now, so I'm looking them all up. And there will be a one-time fee for 6 months of another price. Yeah, which I can't remember, which the 6-month one-time fee will be discounted. If you took all the 208s, added them all up, they would be less. Where are you? Here we are. So a monthly fee of $208 for 6 months, pay in advance of $1,188, or a one-time I want to check you out fee at $228. Melinda, lovely to see you, darling. I'm actually getting ready to close out this video, but I am going to go over to my main profile because everybody that's over there is not here. So this is all about sharing the Magdalene with you as a precursor before we do the big offering of the Respite with the Magdalene. My amazing assistant Pauline is working like this beautiful crazy goddess in the background, getting everything lined up and everything pretty. We've already got the Facebook group up and running with all the graphics and a welcome. We have all of that fun stuff that needs to go into everything in preparation for you all to join us. So if you have any questions on all of that, please ask. If you are still listening and you're watching the replay and you have questions, please ask. I will not be giving any more channeled messages from her if you're watching the replay, so please don't ask. You have to be here to get that little bit. Oh, so Mira, my voice, my smile, and expressions are very different. Oh, that's very cool. Thank you for, I know my voice, I can hear the voice shift. And I know her voice has also evolved the more comfortable I get with her in me. I am aware of that. It's taken on a completely different power, which is rather cool. So it's kind of fun. Will I still what, Barbara? And your eyes are different when I channel her. Really? My eyes? Well, that's cool. How are they different? So these are all things, thank you for saying that. These are things I can't do on my own. I can't offer the one-on-ones with the Magdalene. Yes, I will still offer the Empowered Heart one-on-one session, but that's, I don't even know you're on, Barbara. But because of the in-depth of the one-on-one, they're a good solid hour, as you know. And this is a way, because the respite with the Magdalene is a way to have more people have access to her. My eyes are bigger and more open. Oh, I want to be like her more often. I like bigger eyes. So I will be still offering the Empowered Heart sessions, but if you look at it, 6 months in a group setting with 2 times a month gatherings via Zoom, when you pay in full, is still less than 1 session with 1 full hour with her. So logistically, it's different. A lot more affordable, and because it's over a 6-month period, and then we're going to keep going, and people are going to hopefully be joining in at 3 months, and so there's going to be overlapping is what I'm getting at. So there's a chance to really immerse yourself, because other people will have questions that you may not have thought about, and all answers ironically always apply to everybody else. It's because, no matter, based on what I'm reading here, the questions, there was one about peace, there was a lover, there was healing, there was trusting. They all overlap. The Zooms, so how she has it with me so far, one Zoom will be her and me talking, delivering a message. She might answer a question, she might not. Those will probably be anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, depending. I mean, there always is going to be me doing a little bit of, chitty-chatty and, catching up with everybody on the Zoom. We'll record it. That recording gets then uploaded to that private Facebook group. And then when it comes to the Q&A portion, the second session of the month, like today, I'll stay on as long as everybody has questions or my energy gets tapped out, which is one reason we're offering it very low, so as many people can come join us as possible. Now, when we grow to 1,000 members, she and I will have to have obviously another conversation how we're going to play that one out. So we'll have to wait and see. But for now, Mira, the 35, I'd say she's saying 35 to 45, 50 minutes with her and me, and then longer for the Q&A. But probably, I'm going to guess, no more than an hour and a half, just because of how people operate. So hopefully that answers that question. Are there any more questions for right now? If you have some more, I'm going to close this live off and pop over to my main profile, Christine Alexandria, and we will reconvene, and hopefully we'll have some more people wanting to play and ask her any kind of questions. Have I figured out the times? That is a brilliant question, and no, but I know me. that I'm not going to be very good of service at night. So therefore, they will be in the morning because that's when I'm the freshest. I'm also very good at this time of day. What time is it? 2:45. So she and I haven't yet played that out. So anywhere at this juncture, Barbara, good question, from 10 a.m. to 3, that's that window that we haven't settled in yet. It's either going to be 10 o'clock, most likely, I'm asking her now, 10 o'clock or 3 p.m. So it's going to be one of those two, and we'll try it out. Maybe we'll do one time and we'll do the other meeting at another time, at the other time. And we'll see which one where I am more on for all of you that are attending, more present, and therefore can help more people. So that's a really good question. So I think for now, I'm getting 2. So 2 different times depending on the activity. Okay, that sounds good. She's happy with that answer. So we can figure out, so we can send you questions for the calls. Yes, that's a great idea. And certainly when we get into that sacred space, if there are questions and you know you can't attend the live for the Q&As, send the questions in and we'll iron all of that out in that space, whether you'll post it publicly or you'll post it in a private message to me or to Pauline, my amazing goddess assistant. And she can ferret out the questions and then basically give them all to me in one document. So yes, absolutely ways to do all of that. So my loves, we are at 2:46 and I said 2:45 was going to be it. So I love you all. Thank you so much for participating. If you have more questions, hold on to them for just a few seconds and I'll see you over on my main profile. Bye-bye.